Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 4, Book 55, number 564. Narrated by Ibn Umar. Allah's Apostle said, "Do not enter the ruined dwellings of those who were unjust to themselves unless you enter, weeping, lest you should suffer the same punishment as was inflicted upon them." Volume 4, Book 55, number 565. Narrated by Zainab bint Jahsh. That the Prophet once came to her in a state of fear and said, "None has the right to be worshipped but Allah. Woe unto the Arabs from a danger that has come near. An opening has been made in the wall of Gog and Magog like this," making a circle with his thumb and index finger. Zainab bint Jahsh said, "O Allah's Apostle, shall we be destroyed even though there are pious persons among us?" He said, "Yes, when the evil person will increase." Volume 4, Book 55, number 566. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "Allah has made an opening in the wall of the Gog and Magog, people, like this, and he made with his hand, with the help of his fingers." Volume 4, Book 55, number 567. Narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. The Prophet said, "Allah will say, on the day of resurrection, O Adam." Adam will reply, "Labbaik wa sa'daik, and all the good is in your hand." Allah will say, "Bring out the people of the fire." Adam will say, "O Allah, how many are the people of the fire?" Allah will reply, "From every 1,000, take out 999. At that time children will become hoary-headed, every pregnant female will have a miscarriage, and one will see mankind as drunken, yet they will not be drunken. But dreadful will be the wrath of Allah. The companions of the Prophet asked, "O Allah's Apostle, who is that accepted one?" He said, "Rejoice with glad tidings. One person will be from you and 1,000 will be from Gog and Magog." The Prophet further said, "By him in whose hands my life is, hope that you will be 1/4 of the people of paradise." We shouted, "Allahu Akbar." He added, "I hope that you will be 1/3 of the people of paradise." We shouted, "Allahu Akbar." He said, "I hope that you will be half of the people of paradise." We shouted, "Allahu Akbar." He further said, "You, Muslims, compared with non-Muslims, are like a black hair in the skin of a white ox or like a white hair in the skin of a black ox, i.e. your number is very small as compared with theirs." Volume 4, Book 55, number 568. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. The Prophet said, "You will be gathered, on the day of judgment, barefooted, naked and not circumcised." He then recited, "As we began the first creation, we shall repeat it. A promise we have undertaken, truly we shall do it." 21.104. He added, "The first to be dressed on the day of resurrection will be Abraham, and some of my companions will be taken towards the left side, i.e. to the hell fire. And I will say, my companions, my companions." It will be said, "They renegade from Islam after you left them." Then I will say as the pious slave of Allah, i.e. Jesus, said, "And I was a witness over them while I dwelt amongst them. When you took me up you were the watcher over them, and you are a witness to all things. If you punish them, they are your slaves, and if you forgive them, verily you, only you are the Almighty, the All-Wise." 5.120 to 121. Volume 4, Book 55, number 569. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "On the day of resurrection Abraham will meet his father Azar, whose face will be dark and covered with dust. The Prophet Abraham will say to him, 'Didn't I tell you not to disobey me?' His father will reply, 'Today I will not disobey you.' Abraham will say, O Lord. You promised me not to disgrace me on the day of resurrection. And what will be more disgraceful to me than cursing and dishonoring my father? Then Allah will say to him, I have forbidden paradise for the disbelievers. Then he will be addressed, O Abraham, look, what is underneath your feet? He will look, and there he will see a dav, an animal, blood-stained, which will be caught by the legs and thrown in the hell fire. Volume 4, Book 55, number 570. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. The Prophet entered the Kaaba and found in it the pictures of Prophet Abraham and Mary. On that he said, What is the matter with them, i.e. Quraysh? They have already heard that angels do not enter a house in which there are pictures. Yet this is the picture of Abraham. And why is he depicted as practicing divination by arrows? Volume 4, Book 55, number 571. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. When the Prophet saw pictures in the Kaaba, he did not enter it till he ordered them to be erased. When he saw the pictures of Abraham and Ishmael carrying the arrows of divination, he said, May Allah curse them, i.e. the Quraysh. By Allah, neither Abraham nor Ishmael practiced divination by arrows. Volume 4, Book 55, number 572. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The people said, O Allah's Apostle, who is the most honorable amongst the people, in Allah's sight? He said, the most righteous amongst them. They said, We do not ask you about this. He said, Then Joseph, Allah's prophet, the son of Allah's prophet, the son of Allah's prophet, the son of Allah's Khalil, i.e. Abraham. They said, We do not want to ask about this. He said, Then you want to ask about the descent of the Arabs. Those who were the best in the pre-Islamic period of ignorance will be the best in Islam provided they comprehend the religious knowledge. Volume 4, Book 55, number 573. Narrated by Samura. Allah's Apostle said, Two persons came to me at night, in dream, and took me along with them. We passed by a tall man who was so tall that I was not able to see his head, and that person was Abraham. Volume 4, Book 55, number 574. Narrated by Mujahid. That when the people mentioned before Ibn Abbas that the Dajjal would have the word kafir, i.e. unbeliever, or the letters kafir, the root of the Arabic verb disbelieve, written on his forehead, I heard Ibn Abbas saying, I did not hear this, but the Prophet said, If you want to see Abraham, then look at your companion, i.e. the Prophet. But Moses was a curly-haired, brown man, who used to ride a red camel, the reins of which was made of fires of date palms. As if I were now looking down a valley. Volume 4, Book 55, number 575. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, Abraham did his circumcision with an adze at the age of 80. Volume 4, Book 55, number 576. Narrated by Abu Az Zinad. As above in Hadith number 575, with an adze. Volume 4, Book 55, number 577. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, Abraham did not tell a lie except on 3 occasions.